On today's episode of Bucked Up. AI's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It scares me. I don't like it. I think we should
I use it to
destroy
jack off now.
Wait, how does that?
I've been
Explain.
Oh, wait, I don't know. I don't think AI. I'm sorry. I'm talking about deep fake technology.
The plus and the minus of it is because there's no schedule. Like, hunger kind of gives you drive.
No,
I
I agree with Sam on that one, because back when I was unemployed, I was way lazier about comedy because there was infinite time. So it was just like, oh, whenever. I'll get around to it whenever.
Really?
Whereas now as I have a day job, I fucking hate my day job all day. So then I really go after it when it's over. It's like, I can't keep doing this another 10 years. Like, I got to make this work.
You
Holy
think I
fuck.
could watch One Piece if I had a...
How am I going to get these 1,000 episodes in of this
I'm
show?
150 episodes in, and I found out about it with the live action that came out
Holy
2
fuck.
weeks ago.
How long have you been doing all of this on your own now? Like, or a full-time going
maybe
with comedy?
like full-time, maybe like a year or two.
That's
like a
Holy
year or two.
shit.
That's pretty good.
I did comedy the first time when I was 18, 17. So that's when I consider like my grind starting.
Yeah.
But I got booked on my first ever real comedy show like 3 years ago.
Really?
Because I didn't take it seriously for the first 5 years.
Yeah.
You just hit open mics, and I was in college, so I was just getting drunk and fucking around.
We were talking earlier about like the comedians that in New York that probably are living off comedy, just doing the New York stuff, are probably just getting by, you know? Like, they're definitely not living in excess, being like with all the comedy shit that they like. Even if you're doing 5 spots a night, if those whatever you're getting paid per spot, like if that's all going towards rent and shit, like you probably don't have a lot of extra money just to
I feel
spend.
like no one lives in excess unless you're making money. Like, every artist that I've met is just getting by, even if they're the most famous like person I've met.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's crazy.
Really?
It's like, the only way you're gonna make money off art is if you you work at Spotify and you're fucking over the people on the art.
I feel like it's so fleeting, because even if you have something that's big, like a big song or a big comedy special or whatever, it's like, all right, you made the money off that. That's it. That was all the money you're making off that. What's next? Like, you know, it's
well,
like
a lot of people give up the money for the opportunity. So they're like, I will make no money on this deal for the opportunity.
Yeah.
And then they go for the opportunity, and everyone's like, oh, they're good. They don't need anything. And they're like, but wait, I just gave up everything
I need
for
to live.
Yeah. That's what happens with rappers. That's why they sign deals.
Yeah.
If they sign deals, they don't realize they have to pay taxes on that money, and that money's a loan. So then they use all that money to put their album out. Their album blows up. They don't own the album.
Oh,
they have to pay back the money, and they didn't pay the taxes in the
deal
first
is a
place.
loan. It's not even like you get this amount of money just to have.
Is that to make the
it's
album?
like, okay, we'll give you $2 million, and a feature costs $500,000 for Rick Ross. So you better use that $200 million to get that Rick Ross feature. But if you don't make that money back on the song, you owe the label that money.
well, hold on. If they don't even own the song, or they make the money back on that, or is it just touring at that point?
It's just the look. It's just the look to be like, look, this guy had a #1 song.
So then they're just making the money off touring and merch, and they don't even own the masters?
Unless they sign a 360 deal. In that case, the label owns the merch and owns the touring.
But then how often are 360 deals even coming out?
A lot.
Yeah.
That's why you find these people are like, how did they get famous so quick?
Yeah.
They didn't sell their soul. Like to the devil didn't shoot down from the ground.
Yeah, right.
And they're like, cut your wrist and give us the blood and you'll have a #1 hit. But they're like, all right, we will make you famous, but you get nothing other than the publicity.
Holy shit.
Money's not even real. I'd take it, dude.
You guys know this. You can get a video. What video of yours has the most views?
It's a clip. It's a like video. Are you talking about full length podcast episodes?
No, just like a clip.
Oh, that
like a million.
that clip about my friend
the third
kissing
guy.
that man.
Yeah.
How many views does that have?
1.4, I think.
Something like that.
But you
1.3.
probably made zero money
No,
on it.
nothing
zero
at
money,
all.
no money.
But think about like 1 million streams of a song.
Yeah.
You think that would make the artist super money.
No, but
But no, it's the exact same thing.
Oh, fuck.
Damn, dude.
Damn it.
Oh, I'm glad we have a real talent like stand-up comedy, not like those Not just musicians pretending to be artists.
People all like depressed and shit, but that's what stand-up is now. You have to produce your own. Hello.
How you doing?
Thank you, Ari. That's my neighbor. You have to produce your own Netflix special and then sell it to Netflix
in order to get
if you don't
anything,
have the
right.
backing.
If you don't have $100K lying around to shoot that properly,
or someone who's like, all right, I'll give you the $25K to shoot the special, but I make 90% of the money off of it.
Right.
Yeah, then you might make your
Then you
$25K
might make
back.
that back. Money's
Holy
fucked.
shit.
Money's fucked.
Yeah, dude. When you don't have it, you want it so badly, and when you do have it, you kind of like, I don't even know if you need it.
I gotta be honest, money's not real. As someone who used to make a ton of money right out of college, then was like virtually unemployed for 2 years, made no money, was like close to being homeless.
Yeah.
And now at like a comfortable level, money's not real. Unless you're gambling. That's the only reason to have money is to gamble.
To give it away.
You should, no, you don't give it to
Gambling is basically giving away your money.
You're just giving reparations to the Native Americans. You
That's always the upside.
Hold on.
If you do lose at the casino, at least you are helping out the Native Americans.
If that's the case, I'm never gambling again.
No, Chris, they need
sorry.
help.
When I dunk on someone in a basketball game, I don't pay them for being bad at basketball. Like, I don't understand. Sorry you guys don't know how to fight a war. Sorry you didn't know what guns were or smallpox. When we
got to America and when we gave them smallpox blankets.
Sounds like a skill issue, honestly.
Gambling addict? Do you mean hero? That man is an American hero.
And then they're complaining is like, oh, we all live in trailer parks and have alcoholism. It's like, yeah, my childhood, okay? Same. We can relate. I guess I'm Native American now. Okay?
I think I had this misconception about trailer parks. The trailer's kind of set. You can't just get up and
You can't move it. You can't move it.
You think like, oh, I could just move trailer parks.
No, but it's a park.
No, they
trailer.
moved you there.
It's a park.
You're stuck there, and then
The parking brake's on, and it's not coming off. It's like when you get a boot on your car in New York. Like, the car's just gone. I'm abandoning it.
Speaking of trailer parks, we were driving into your hometown, like this place.
Yeah.
And this place seems, I don't know if it's our Connecticut privilege, but we're from like a whole different spot where like we have, I don't know. It's just that this town seems like it's all trailer park. Like this town is like if a trailer park was a town, it'd be this town.
People wonder how Trump gets votes in blue states.
It's this.
Sounds like that, dude.
Because this is real America. We also saw a sign as we were driving in that said, God bless America, and then in small print, again. And we were very confused. Like, what does that mean?
We're like, where did it?
This is God blessing America.
My question is, when was the first time? And then when did it stop?
Yeah.
And so then what does the again look like?
Right, exactly.
Do you believe the world's ending?
No, is that a thing that people are saying?
Yeah.
Is it religious people saying that, or
successful people?
Successful people are saying the world is ending.
Define successful people.
I was just with the chief technology officer of Capital One Bank, and he said that we're done for.
Wait, hold up.
That's a pretty successful person.
Yeah, it is.
Economically speaking, we could be done. But are you talking about like doomsday? Because that's different than economics.
Yeah.
That gets me scared
Doomsday.
as fuck.
He's like doomsday.
If they know that it's happening, does that mean like it's planned? Like all those like the higher ups are planning on ending the world, or like
the reason that all the companies are leaving California is because California is literally going to be destroyed in less than 25 years.
They say that every couple of years.
They say every couple
of years, California's going to go off in the ocean, which I hope it does, by the way.
Because of the earthquakes.
Yeah, it's a godless place.
Earthquakes?
I love earthquakes, dude. I don't love them happening, but I love like the idea of earthquakes.
Why?
Ground shaking.
You know, earthquakes are just the earth fucking.
It's a tectonic plates making more tectonic plates
banging each other. Mountains are just.
Mommy, how does tectonic plates get made? 1 million people in LA have to die.
Volcanoes are just earth babies, and they're hard to deal with.
Yeah, exactly.
They're whiny.
So I love the idea of earthquakes, but if people are saying the world's going to end just because the San Andreas fault, people have known about the San Andreas fault for a long time. The world's not
ending because the Messiah hasn't arrived yet. So it's like, you know.
The second coming.
By what the Tanakh tells us, the world's not ready to end yet.
The Tanakh.
Yeah.
Sounds like
I don't even think I know
alcohol.
what the Tanakh is. Yeah. What's the Tanakh?
It's what Goyim would refer to as the Old Testament. We just call it the Bible.
You want to know what Goyim means? Goyim, I believe, is white people, right?
They're just non-Jews.
So anybody who's not Jewish is Goyim. Like the cookies. No, the Goya
I thought you
cookies.
said, I was like, you mean the South American spices?
Well, Goya is just...
That's why the Nazis went to South America. They're like, we're going to start Goya. We're taking back this word.
Dude, I can't wait till Jewish Messiah gets here, dude. It's going to be lit.
Josiah?
Josiah's going to come here, dude.
Josiah gonna come.
That sounds like a wrestler. Josiah?
Dude, like a WWE character. For sure. Dude, he's back.
Dude,
I went to my first wrestling match.
How was
an
that?
adult. I went to one when I was a kid. I went to like a SmackDown versus Raw.
Yeah.
And I saw them setting up the scenes in between, and it
shit.
ruined it for me because I didn't know.
Is all wrestling like Raw? Like it's all fake, made up, pretend?
Unless
or is there
it's
some like professional
wrestling? Like,
oh, okay, but you're saying as an adult,
there's no
you
like
went to
Olympic wrestling.
Yeah.
It's some guy in a boa.
Right. Yeah. The characters show up to the Olympics.
dude, America would
This is for
dominate.
America. Yeah, it is.
Dude,
We have all the best characters.
The sumo wrestlers
that's
are
true.
winning 10
No,
out
dude,
of
Hulk
10.
Hogan just put them in a headlock. Just fucking take them
And
down.
he arrives at the Olympics with like a chef that's just jacked. He has a chef hat on, and he's like, "I'm gonna make you into a pizza."
Yeah, there is definitely real wrestling, but it's boring as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you had that like Olympic where they wear the like gay little ear guards.
And they're just like in a ball on the fucking floor.
It just
They're just in a
looks like
cuddle
gay
puddle.
sex.
Yeah,
It's literally just gay sex. They're just competitive.
Who
gay
knew
sex.
that real wrestling was gayer than fake wrestling?
Fuck.
That would be crazy if they had wrestling in the Olympics, but it was with characters.
Well, dude, I do like wrestling because it's the last place you could have wild racial caricatures and it's okay. Like, it's the last place you can just have crazy
Other
stereotypes
than in
of
Boston
people.
Legend sets. If you've seen some of those Boston Legends.
What's Boston Legends?
Any Boston legendary comedian that's over the age
that just
of like
never
80,
left Boston.
who
shit.
just does horrendous racial bits the entire time.
It's like,
I
here's a
won't give
Chinese
names,
guy
but
at
I
the
will-
DMV, and you're like, oh no.
I know one of them initials SS who comes out with tape on his eyes.
Hold on, that's a
Tape on his
perfect
eyes?
initial to have as a racist. SS. That's come on, he planned that
Why? Wait, why? Can you explain that?
because
The
Nazis?
the SS.
Oh,
the
the
SS
two
were the-
S's and the make the
the
swastika.
Thunderbolt. No, it's like a different Nazi symbol. The Thunderbolt. They were the.
Oh, I'm not aware. I'm sorry that I ruined the bit by
fine.
not knowing about the reference.
Matt.
I don't know a lot about like wrestling. The only wrestler I know of is I think Luchasaurus.
Oh, he rules, dude.
Luchasaurus
He's the only one I know about too, dude. He rules.
He's a dinosaur based wrestler. Whereas like he was in the. I think he is the dinosaur. The wrestler
Yeah.
is the dinosaur, and then he has like a sidekick. I don't know what his
His name's
sidekick's
Jungle Boy,
Jungle Boy,
which
kind of
seems
like
problematic.
That is very problematic.
but his real name is Mowgli, and
No, Luchasaurus is like a 6'7" dude who like. I think he's like Eastern European, like he does not speak English.
Yeah.
And he just wears like a Toys R Us looking like dinosaur mask.
yeah, like a green T-Rex mask.
Yeah, and then they look. I can only describe them as like green Mortal Kombat pants. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
And then
yes.
and then he just walks around.
Is he jacked?
Oh, out of his
Yeah,
mind. He's
absolutely.
like 6'7", like the biggest human being I've ever seen.
So I went to this. It was like minor league wrestling.
Backyard.
It was like in
That's
a
some
church.
of the fun
it
ones
was in a
too,
church.
dude.
It
That's
was
so
in a
fun.
church. Those people still like are jacked with the fake spray tans. I'm like, are you serving me at Bertucci's? Like, what are these wrestlers?
yeah.
Like, if that's
And they
like
still
a
give it their
comedian
all?
can kind of hide being a weirdo.
Yeah, for
You're like,
sure.
oh, they work at Ocean State Job Lot.
Yeah, right,
but like
right.
a wrestler, like you can't like hide in real life
For
being
sure.
a wrestler.
It's gotta be so sad just working like a normal ass job and you're 6'2" and just like 350 pounds of raw muscle, and you just have like a mohawk and like a crazy facial hair that's purple, and you're just at like AutoZone, like you want to get the new oil filter when you get the oil change.
Yeah, that's Steve. He just lifts the cars up.
Yeah, dude. Like, there's no benefit to this job. I can't fall whenever I want here.
And that's also the thing. Like when I work my day job, like I know I'm a loser. It's okay. Like I'll accept my manager like getting mad at me because I know like I'm a comic. Like inherently, I have that insecurity. If I'm like a rustler that could kill anyone in my vicinity, I'm getting yelled at by like some 5'4" like fucking nerd that went to college. I'm just sitting there like I fucking throw people twice your side across the map on weekends.
Yeah.
I used to think like, why are people afraid of interviewing Mike Tyson? Like pre-Mike Tyson, you because there's literally no one could defeat him.
Right.
Like if you ask the wrong question, he could just smack you and you're done for.
And you can't call police.
Mike Tyson just hit me. You're
Yeah,
like, cool.
dude.
Deal with that.
They're like, well, what do you want us to do about it? You go back in there and you fucking deal with it yourself. You apologize to him.
What would your wrestling characters be?
I have no idea, dude. I like to consider I love dinosaurs so much, but Luchasaurus already exists, so I have no idea. I'd be an earthquake. Can I just be like a guy who makes earthquake?
Just
They call
become
me
the comedian
Fisher.
Earthquake.
The comedian earthquake. I just turn black. That'd be so sick.
It's probably you're like skin color just changed.
The Incredible Hulk, instead it turns into like, dude, that's great. I would love my gimmick to be that I can start earthquakes, and every time I'd be like, oh, and like I lift up a leg, the whole crowd's like, he's gonna start an earthquake, and then I slam it down, and everybody on the court, what the fuck is it called? The ring. Everybody in the ring with me goes, oh, like it gets affected or some shit. Like I feel like that'd be cool. That'd probably be mine. Chris, I think you know what yours would be. What would yours be?
I would want to wear a suit. And I just like cut funding for after school programs. And like I'm always trying to defund Planned Parenthood. And so like all the female fighters want to fight me, and I just fight women over defunding Planned Parenthood. And that's my character. And
uterus punch.
Holy shit.
And then I like salute the flag after every match.
I'm surprised you're wearing a suit.
Yeah,
not like
right.
a trucker outfit.
Yeah, that's why I thought he was gonna go down that.
Cut off jeans.
Cutting funding for Planned Parenthood is so different than what I would have thought.
And then I just like I'll fight women rustlers, and I'll just like throw them through drywall.
Oh fuck!
And then you'll make their fucking baby daddies fix the drywall.
So good. I think
you're
it'd
gonna
be really
keep
cool.
the baby. You're gonna be a nuclear family. I'll see you in church on Sunday, and then I'll salute the troops and walk out. Everyone's gonna be real mad when they find out I'm Jewish. They're like, "He's a what?" I get canceled for being Jewish.
Holy shit!
My whole fan base turns on me.
They really do run everything. It's crazy.
Except the WWE is the last good Christian entertainment network.
I love the thought of the idea of you like being a trucker on stage, and your power is that you can just like make cars come and run over the other wrestlers.
And Gravedigger just comes and like annihilates him.
It would be the
everywhere.
monster trucks that come. That's so good. That's like the mixing of two very big industries.
Every time I crack a natty daddy, it's like the whistle in the car. The car hears it, just boom.
I would like so if you were in the minor league wrestling and you pretended to be the trucker, but then you just get off, like you're out of the match and you just have to get out and you just get in a truck and then just drive the 18-wheeler to the next city. It's just you.
Dude, absolutely.
You're just an actual trucker.
I just do this on the side.
A trucker seems like the best job as an idea.
Yeah,
no, it sucks in reality, though.
In reality, yeah. As soon as the truck breaks down, but to just drive, and then you're like, oh, I just get to like do whatever I want, sleep in the back of this truck and drive around. But then it's like, in reality, that's the worst.
Like, it seems like it'd probably be cool for a week. Like, for a week, just listening to music and podcasts, like calling your friends and just like cruise and be like, yeah.
Picking up those fucking
lot lizards, bro.
Oh. You know, you've never had a toothless blowjob until you drive an 18-wheeler.
No.
Dude, I remember, I forget what it was. It was like this, those Vice like YouTube documentaries. These two like chicks from Brooklyn, these hipster chicks. They're like, we're reporters, and today we're doing a report on like a trucker strip club in like Oklahoma. And they like went out and they film it and they just come out sobbing afterwards. It's like, this is fine. I don't want to do this anymore. It was the funny.
The umbilical cord wrapped around the pole.
like they both because the twist was they went and were strippers at it for like a night.
Yeah.
All right. I doubt
progressive?
they went to journalist school.
Yeah. And they both like came out
reporters. They were strippers with a notepad.
And they both like came out sobbing and were like, all the truckers were so disrespectful. I'm like, are you shocked that a toothless man on meth at 1 a.m. in an Oklahoma trucker strip club was disrespectful?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
They left their wives for a life on the road for a reason.
They obviously do not know how to treat women if they left their home to drug full time.
There was 2 female wrestlers, and there was a kid with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And the girlfriend was just sitting there, like, not looking happy, but not looking like sad. Like, she was just like sitting there,
neutral.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. And the boyfriend was like, beat that bitch's ass, you dumb slut. You fucking slut. Beat that other slut. Like,
holy fuck.
Screaming.
Like he's rooting on a porn.
Literally.
Dude, that seems like my future fan.
Grab her by the pussy Trump style. He said, I swear to you, he said that.
No.
And his girl's just,
dude, no.
He's just sitting there. His girl's just like, damn, he either is rich or well endowed.
Holy shit.
Dude, like, how do I find a woman that's just so down to put up with me being like borderline retarded all the time? Like, how do I find it? Because I am. I fully understand, like, I'm on the wrong side of history. I'm dumb as fuck. How do I find a woman who just puts up with me making an ass of myself?
You need to find the same thing. Just go to a Michael's. I think
that's how my parents are. Like, my dad's obviously not a good moral human being. My mom's just like, yeah, I'm with him. Like, I just put up with the shit.
That's what I need, dude.
But like, I'm trying to think though. They argue, but like they don't like fight. Like, I think my mom would actually she might win those fights. So I feel like it's so like my dad just doesn't.
Tina's
put up
got
with
a mean right hook. I've seen it.
Like, she's really good with having a knife on her at all times. Like, she's like ready.
If your name's Tina, you know how to beat the fuck out of a dude. You know
yeah, bro. Exactly. 100%. I love that so much.
There could be a wrestler and their name is just Tina. And they fight dudes.
She's wearing like a really tight pink like ballerina's outfit. It's just like a ripped bitch.
Your mom was born a woman, but she has an Adam's apple.
So good. So yeah, you just need somebody who's like, I don't know. Because also my mom's like she's heartwarming. Like, she's the best.
Lady.
She's the sweetest.
Knows how to make a good stew.
I wish your mom was my mom, honestly.
I wish your mom was mine.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
He just wants
his mom's hot.
Jewish pull in comedy. He's like, if my mom was Jewish, that means...
Oh, dude, my mom's not even Jewish. She's very upset.
So you're not even Jewish.
Well, I converted. It's a whole thing.
Chris's mom used to be hot.
My mom used to be. She's very upset about the Jewish thing. We don't bring it up a lot.
You converted out of anger? Screw you, Mom. You just start reading the Torah.
In hopes that his mom hate fucks him one day.
Listen, you want to make in show business. You look into statistics and you just realize there's one clear, true God.
Chris, so why did you convert?
Because it's the truth.
I guess he identifies a lot with that religion.
Well, no, like long story short, because I used to be like a Jesus guy, but when you start reading enough of what you guys would call the Old Testament, it predicts what the Messiah is going to be, which is how people define Jesus as the Messiah in Christianity. But when you read it all out, like, Jesus does not fulfill any of the things he was supposed to in like the old, Jewish prediction. So he can't be the Messiah. Like there's no way he's the Messiah.
So you think New Testament was written about the wrong person?
No, I just
and the second Messiah, the second coming just hasn't come yet.
This is how I feel. The Bible was just like the best book ever at the time.
Yeah.
And you know how people are like, love fucking Star Wars?
Yeah, for sure.
That's just Star Wars fanatics in the past. They're like, this book was so good. This is just such a good read that we're following in this.
Dude, Jabba the disciple.
I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for you both.
I did DMT. I believe in a God.
Holy fuck. Wait, hold on. Can you talk about that? Because I've always, what I've heard from DMT was like, that's the fluid that's in your brain. Go right ahead. I'm gonna talk for a little bit. And when you're done, no, I'm okay. So from what I've heard in the past, DMT is that liquid in your brain that activates when you're on your way, like out, like when you're about to die, right? And therefore,
and being born.
Wait, when you're being born, so you had to be. Oh shit!
I don't know about the being born.
Me neither. So therefore, when you're doing DMT, you're activating that way before it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And so, what's that experience like?
So I can go into the crazy hallucinations I saw, and I can go into all that. But people think like that's just a crazy hallucination on a drug.
Yeah.
If I boil it down to someone who's never done it, who doesn't understand it, it's honestly just like a forced near-death experience. You know how people come back from near-death experience feeling like reinvigorated?
Yeah.
That's how I describe it. But it's also like a really intense psychedelic trip.
Right.
So for a very short amount of time, you see crazy visuals, like I've lived in different universes when I'm there.
Yeah.
But when I come back, I almost just feel like a sense of like, wow, like I just need to take myself seriously because it's so fleeting.
Whoa. But you're saying you've definitely had religious experiences while on DMT?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
I was like agnostic until I did DMT, and then I became spiritual. But that's such a weird word. Like I would say religious, but it's not like Christian religious.
Right.
Like,
Absolutely. So I think spiritual definitely is the word that
like,
most
you know how
people
they say
use.
like God-fearing man. It's not like actually fearing. It's like,
oh, you should be afraid.
What should I be afraid of?
God is a vengeful being.
Yikes,
and he does not love everyone. This notion that God loves everyone is some new age hippie bullshit.
Fuck.
Like nowhere in any of the texts does it say God loves everyone.
Oh God,
that's like
Chris.
That's what happened when you when Protestants started letting women be clergy.
Yes and no sometimes. It's rooted in his actual things, but he's definitely he's upping it up.
Did he actually convert to Judaism?
He did. Yes.
Did you have a bar mitzvah and everything?
Well, no, because I'm not 13. I'm not a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah, but you want to party with them.
They do know how to party. They cut off foreskin, dude. They have a great time.
Foreskin, we have a great time. The Moyle eats it. We live life.
The last person to come has to eat the foreskin.
And then your grandfather?
And then they
you throwing your foreskin angrily at a grave.
They just take you into a room and they're like, Chris,
like Emeril Lagasse, just bam,
bam.
You get to choose what day you get to control the weather for the Northeast. That's your privilege now.
Is that why it's been so rainy recently?
No, but listen, if there is a blizzard next Juneteenth,
oh fuck.
Just know.
Wait, how did you find God?
Might be my day.
How did you find?
Not gonna invite me to the cookout.
Holy fuck!
How did you find?
No
God?
one's going to the cookout that day. If I can't go, no one's going. Chris is fucking making blizzards on days of the cookout.
Your wrestler name is Karen. Karen and Tina. Just
dude, yeah.
A tag team.
100%. I'm gonna get this place shut down.
I told you my serious story of how I found it.
Oh, I can tell you. Yeah. So I was raised in kind of like my dad was in a weird ayahuasca cult. And my mom was like vaguely Christian. Mm-hmm. So like I didn't go to church or anything. I had no relation to religion for like my whole childhood.
Yeah.
Other than like my dad being like spiritual, which is why I hate that fucking term.
Can I ask, is ayahuasca cult like ayahuasca the alcohol or no?
No, it's the vine you mix with the...
It's like DMT, but super long.
Yeah,
it's like an 8-hour DMT trip.
It's like
DMT
natural
trips
DMT,
are like,
essentially.
Gotcha. Okay, go ahead.
And so like he would go to Peru all the time and drink it and had like a shaman in the house and shit. And I just met a lot of weird, like fucked up people throughout my childhood.
Yeah.
So like to this, I don't like new age or like spiritual shit.
Wait,
I don't
real
fuck
quick,
around with
was
that.
he a fish guy or was he a Grateful Dead guy?
Does it matter?
One's trashy. One's
Because both are so. One of them's so classy.
See, Grateful Dead has the real like sandals. The Fish fans have the knockoff ones that you get at like Macy's or Old Navy.
Fuck.
But so like that was that, and so I was never really like religious. I was probably like an atheist. I didn't really think about it, but I was probably an atheist at the time.
Yeah,
like not that I was outspoken or anything. And then I got to college, and a good friend of mine died when I was 21, like out of nowhere. And that like fucked me up a lot. And I went on like a deep quest. I did a lot of acid, like way too much acid and shrooms in college. And long story short, I found my way into Quakerism, which is like a weird branch of Christianity for those that don't know.
Yeah,
it's like a religion based off nonviolence.
That is one of the principles. Yeah,
it's a religion based off of oatmeal.
Yes, but so
with dino eggs.
So I was a Quaker for probably like number of years, like 4 or 5 years, something like that. And I would go to the meeting houses over in New Haven. Actually, as a great Quaker shout out, New Haven Quaker House. Meeting house.
Okay.
Society of Friends. Quakers actually pejorative put on them.
Oh shit.
But and then I had just issues with a lot of the Jesus part of the Bible, because obviously like then I joined, I started reading the Bible and everything, and I liked everything about Quakerism. I had issues with basically all the New Testament and like the devil and hell and Jesus, and I was fine with the Old Testament.
Yeah.
So after talking to the elders there for a while, they're like, literally what you're describing is Judaism. Like all the parts you have issues with are Christianity. Like the baseline stuff you like is all Judaism. Like you should probably go check out Judaism.
Yeah.
And so then I started talking to a couple rabbis, did a lot of research, did a lot of reading, emailing back and forth with some rabbis in Brooklyn and stuff like that. And then I started going to temple, and that was that.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like I love how you can find a religion that answers like actual like your issues.
Well, because that was the issue with Quakerism, is like to fully be, because they are Christian, you have to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
And in doing that, you have to accept that Jesus Christ was God that came down to earth, which that's the part I could never get behind. It's like God would never come down to earth.
But like why? Why can't you be a Quaker who doesn't accept that? Like why can't you like... Because all religions are people who found how they relate to God differently than others, and are like, well, others are going to relate to me in this way. Why can't you create your own?
I'm a believer that like if you're going to do something, do it. So I didn't personally feel comfortable calling myself a Christian when I did not accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. So it like didn't feel right. Whereas Judaism, like there's not really much in there that I disagree with, minus like some parts of the Talmud, but the Talmud disagrees with itself constantly. So
that makes sense. That I get that in the fact, because like my parents say that they're Catholic, but they don't even like go to church, you know?
Yeah.
And so like to a point, I'm like, are you even really Catholic if you're not like going to church on Sundays and shit like that? Like don't call yourself something if you're not gonna like abide by all of the requirements.
I'll fight people. I'll fight people who don't. But like I'll argue my point in believing in a higher power. But I don't think I've ever sat down with someone who wants to put a label on it. And I guess that's what I'm interested in, is what's the point in labeling your religion?
Oh, so the reason I think that's important, this is like a personal thing, and this is I guess it's going to come off judgmental, but because it is, but it's like, I don't hate, I guess. But so I grew up around a lot of spiritual people, like I was saying, and so I hate that term. I hate people who call themselves spiritual. Yeah. I just don't trust it, because I think what happens a lot of times when you're spiritual, right? You have a vague notion that there's some sort of, whatever you want to call it, higher power, God, some people call it, and that there's a right and a wrong. We don't determine what the right and wrong is. There's no clear structure of what we're supposed to do or what we can and can't do. So then it becomes you making those decisions. You decide, well, I feel that this is right. I feel that this is wrong. And in that sense, you turn yourself into God. And I see a lot of people conveniently doing mental gymnastics that conveniently whatever they want to do is right. And whatever other people they don't like is bad. And that's why I think religion is important. Religion in its real sense, and I think there's a lot of good paths to God. I don't think everyone needs to be Jewish. It's what works for me. I've met a lot of Christians I think live wonderful lives, a lot of Muslims that live wonderful lives. And I think those are all great paths to God. I don't think God particularly cares how we worship him as long as we find him in our lives.
Sure.
And when you have religion where there's fixed structure of, no, this is actually black and white, this is right, this is wrong, this is what you can do, this is what you can't do, you're not God anymore. you're subservient to this power structure that allows you to actually live within rules instead of constantly changing it on a whim depending on how you feel.
I get that, but at the same time, like at the end of the day, all of religion is all like humans making up the whole like storytelling and shit.
I agree to disagree because I do think it's from God, but at the same time, even if we want to go on that, okay, even if that's true, that some guy just made this up like 1,000 years ago, we're all agreeing as a community in that religion that these
things are wrong and these things are right.
These 20 rules are the rules we have. So even if some guy made them up at one point, we all agree that this is the baseline of what truth is. That these are the rules.
So how is that better? Following one guy
because they're not changing.
Okay. Oh, okay, I understand.
And you're not deciding.
Honestly,
you're not deciding personally. Someone else decided.
Well, you decided to go into Judaism that has those rules, right?
Yeah, all 657 commandments.
Yeah. So, but you're choosing to go into that religion that has that set of rules.
I don't view it as I chose to. I view it as I was called, that God told me to do that. Like, I know it sounds weird and religious people won't understand, but I feel like I was called to it. And the way my favorite rabbi, Rabbi Manis Friedman, the way he describes conversion is that it's weird because it's similar like trans, is that you were a Jewish soul born outside of the community, and it's just you returning home to where God wanted you. Oh, hell yeah.
How progressive, Chris. Yeah. It's very different from Chris.
I really am trying to take in what you say, and I think where my mind goes is I'm a comedian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, to me, no matter what anyone says, like, it was a calling given to me when I was younger.
Right.
And nothing is going to sway me from that path. And to where I am right now is proven to me that it's true. And that proves to me that there's a higher power because I was given something at a young age and I followed through on it and it led me to where I am.
Yeah.
But there's no rules and there's no path to being a comedian. I am, and I know what I need to do to be one, and I know what I need to do without one, to not be one. So couldn't that be the same thing? Like, I am a God-fearing man, but I know, to me, what I need to do to be one and what I need to not do to be one.
So I'll do an example. And it's not related to what you said, but I get what you're saying. And this is going to be kind of a silly example. But let's take thou shalt not steal.
Sure.
Right? Pretty basic. Most religions have that one in there in some form or the other.
Yeah.
If you're religious, the rule is don't steal. So you're just not going to do that. And if you do that, you know it's wrong. You've done something bad because no one's perfect. People are going to break the rules all the time.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Infused Productions. They are the best in cannabis products and events. Make sure to follow them online at Infused Productions. That's INFUZED Productions, and check out what they have going on. Let's get back into it.
If you're spiritual, you're going to be like, well, yeah, you shouldn't steal, but like, I'm hungry now, so I'm going to steal this bread. It's okay because I'm hungry. Or,
wait,
this person
religious people do that same shit all the time, though.
They should not if they're truly religious. No, the rule is you don't fucking steal.
So yeah.
Do you feel like you follow the rules 100% to
absolutely not. I try, but it's almost impossible. We were born with original sin when we were kicked out of the garden, and therefore we are not perfect beings.
Right, I appreciate you being open about it. I'm not trying to like press you or fight you.
I love when Chris talks about all that shit. It's just I love what my thing is though. I know so many religious people that do that. Like they say, God is great. God is love. There's a lot
of bullshit religious people. Of course, 100%.
Like there's a lot of people that I know. Religious. But how many people are true religion? Those people, to me, from a comedy perspective, are not fun to hang around. Like the people who are like, no, we don't do this because God wouldn't like this.
Oh, no,
like sometimes that's tough to those type of people to be around.
There are lots of comedians that are low key very religious that just don't talk about it publicly.
Yeah.
I'm like in the minority that talks about it publicly, but people like quietly pull me aside and be like, bet. But they're not gonna ever like come on a podcast and talk about
that's
it.
That's great.
Because a big thing about comedy, I was talking to that same dude, the fucking CTO.
Yeah.
I was saying the thing about comedy, because he's like, well, why don't you change the things that you don't like about yourself? Like, we're getting real and shit.
Right.
And I was like, well, the thing about comedy is you have to be aware but not want to change. Because if you don't want to change, you wouldn't find humor in it. You'd want to actually change it.
Right.
Like, if you are aware, like, willful ignorance is comedy. Because it's like, I actually know what's happening, but I'm almost going to pretend like I don't for the joke. And that's what, like, comedians, like, we take ourselves so seriously, but we don't do anything to, like, better ourselves. And that's what comedy
I don't know if that's true. I mean, you took a 5K run right before we got on this podcast. That's better.
Yeah, but I'm
yourself.
also smoking a bong. I'm also doing it in a garage.
It's the difference between perfection and striving to better oneself. If that was true, you'd never take the 5K run because, like, me being out of shape is funny, so I'm never going to fix that.
But it is funny. Like, I am big. Like, it is funny to me. Like, a lot of my jokes on stage are about, like, that. My downfalls as a person.
Right.
But if I really wanted to change those, I wouldn't really want to make jokes about them.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree and disagree a little bit with both, because like I could see it from both perspectives. I'd have a lot of jokes about me being fat, and at the same time, I don't want to be fat. However, if I wanted to lose weight, I feel like I would still say those fat jokes to a point, and then if I ever got into a point where I felt like I wasn't fat anymore, I wouldn't say the jokes about.
But then you could just make jokes about the process of losing weight, how your life is now, your loose skin.
Right.
But
your
like,
new
have you ever
experience.
gone through a breakup and then you almost don't want to tell that? Even though you could make the jokes work, you're like, I don't really want to make those jokes. It's
for sure.
It's too serious for me.
And some comedians, they feel like talking about that shit on stage is actually like their therapy. So it's all about like the different. It's a very personal, subjective thing.
That's why I do like the everyone is their own God theory, because everyone is their own everything. If you believe that you do want to better yourself, if you do believe that the path forward is something. Maybe it doesn't matter which route you take.
Right. And Chris, I'm assuming you being religious and a part of an actual group, you probably just can't latch onto that like yourself, because like you're a part of this group that does not feel that way as a whole.
And this is a personal thing, like, I think that's one of the most dangerous mindsets in modern America, is that everyone's like their own personal God, because it makes people like horrible, like sociopathic, self-indulgent individuals. I'm not saying everyone does that, but I think on a larger scale in society, I think it makes them really awful people. Okay. I think the whole point of religion is to humble yourself, do something bigger than you.
Aren't the people who are like the bigger people in like the world though, that are like whatever, the power hungry or whatever the fuck they aren't all those people like also like religious though, or no?
I mean, they might say they are. I mean, some probably are, some probably aren't.
So yeah, it's all up in the air at the end of the day anyway. Like no matter what fucking path you're on, like every kind of mentality has like good and bad aspects about them, that's why I don't, like, me personally, I don't even consider myself spiritual. I consider myself agnostic, because I'm like, at the end of the day, even like everybody who follows a religion or even just says they're spiritual, like we all have their own like there's benefits to having all of that, and then there's a lot of non-benefits. Like there's a lot of faults to believing, to like having one specific label for yourself and or like believing in God in general, like I don't know, I have like the whole different
Matt, just come be Muslim, dude. Just go be Muslim, dude. We can round out.
There's shit about that I love, the 85%. Like I believe that a lot of people are like, I believe a lot of people, most of the population is just going and not really thinking about a bigger part that we're all play a part in. Most people are just going day to day, and that's manufactured by the lifestyle.
Dude,
like
when you go to comedy shows, like there's a lot of people in the audience who are okay with any kind of joke that you throw out there about religion, because like they're all just like I've made jokes, like I've seen comedians tell jokes about and just throw out like, hey, God's not real anyway, and like a lot of the audience laughs, because like they're there for like comedy. It's like it seems like they're just conforming to whatever beliefs that comedian on stage does, just so they can get the benefit out of that situation, which is to laugh.
Yeah, well, comedy's just fucking like what's that, hypnosis at the end of the day. Like that's why you walk.
I've never thought about it like that.
That's why how you walk out on stage is the most important thing. Is within the like first 30 seconds, you need to hypnotize the audience into becoming who you are. Because the second you bomb is when you're disconnected from the audience. It almost feels like they're in a separate playing than you are.
Yeah.
But when you're killing, it's like you're on one side. Like it feels like you're both like you hypnotized them.
Oh shit! So like in the first couple of years, like when you're not good at stand up or whatever, it's because you don't know how to make that connection with the audience.
That's why that's why everyone has their own way of walking out on stage.
Yeah,
but it's important. Like you need to command the room.
That's why I scream my name every time.
Yeah, dude. Like once you pick up the microphone and put the mic stand behind you, you like switching in and like doing the hey everybody mind it like that shit. That really that starts the show. Like for sure, it like gets the audience in. That's why a lot of people tell you like not to, or some people have told you like not to do that. I love that.
All those people suck.
Yeah, look where they are.
Look where they are. Nowhere. They're not on the Bucked Up podcast right now.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Right? I love that. I love the thought of like it being a hypnotism thing. Very recently, I've started having a lot of really good sets because of like. I can totally, now thinking back on it, it's a lot of how I start my sets and how I come onto the stage. And recently what my change was like being like, I've always been high energy, but like now I'm like high energy and like concentrated on like, we are doing a show and I'm doing these jokes and we're in this together, you know?
I feel like you are the most lovable person on stage.
Thank you. I feel like that's definitely being likable. I don't even know if being fat is just like a part of that. You feel like being a big guy just automatically makes people be like, this guy's gonna be good. It does make
you more warm.
It does.
I think it makes you like not
non-threatening.
Non-threatening. That's why people don't like handsome comedians, because in our brains, that's all threatening.
Yeah,
like in our monkey brain,
they're gonna steal these girls from us.
It's like you're I'm supposed to laugh. Like he's not gonna hurt us.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
That's why people get mad at me. We go on stage all handsome. He's gonna steal all the chicks, dude.
No,
Look at that handsome mustache. Fuck.
He's like, we're gonna get tied up in that basement of some fucking condo in Connecticut.
Yeah, dude. Yes. He's gonna threaten me by dragging me into a basement. I love that. That's why you're threatening them. They're actually like they're in danger, so they don't want to laugh at your shit.
I like to be unassuming when I go on stage because I am high. Like
You do most of your sets high?
Always. Even before I smoked weed, I would listen to Doug Benson nonstop. Like when I was young. I don't know why I didn't even smoke weed. Like I just love Doug Benson.
Yeah.
You guys know who that is? The
No.
like stoner comedian?
I don't think so.
He did Super High Me.
Yeah.
Oh, was he the guy who did Super High Me?
One of my favorites.
I might have seen that.
I hate that this joke makes me laugh, but it is one of his jokes. He's like, back when I was young, we were so poor, we didn't have famous Amos cookies. We had heinous anus cookies. And it's so dumb, and it gets me every time, and I'm so mad about
heinous anus?
But I like
so
being
good.
stoned on stage because it's my normal. And I like to just like, I like to be like, calm the audience at first. I don't come out with high energy. I'm pretty high energy once I get going.
What's like the first thing you say to them when you get on stage?
What's going on, everybody? Like,
oh, really?
Hey,
dude.
I'll just be like, because I have a silly voice.
Yeah, you do? Exactly.
If I just look at you serious, and I usually am wearing rap hoodies and shit, and you don't know, you just look at me, and then I go, hey. Like it changes.
They get you. You turn into like this guy's not threatening. It's like Big Bird. Like we're gonna be watching like no, dude. Hell yeah, I love that.
But that shit matters
for sure.
I think walking out on stage.
Yeah, 100%. I love that. I love that part of comedy. And then like them coming in, and that you do your first punchline, and then they figure out, oh, this is the kind of jokes we're going to be hearing from him. Like, and then the picture slowly paints itself, and then they're fully immersed, and they'll go with you anywhere, dude. Yeah. And then you can even take like turns that you wouldn't usually do, and like a joke you normally wouldn't do, and then they love that too, because they're like, okay, this is what this guy would look like if he veered off the path, you know? Like they love every part of it once you got them.
Is like, oh man, is he going to be racist and sexist the whole time? This is wild.
And then
Let's go!
And they're like, he was. He really did it. He exceeded our expectations.
And they're just like, just when I thought it couldn't get any better, he started talking about the gays. Let me tell you, not a progressive take.
You start bringing up like all these like things that people do have like issues with or whatever, or like you wouldn't like the normal person does talk about, but then you're leaving one out and people are like, I'm just waiting for him to bring up that one group of people that I don't like.
Asians.
Yeah, dude. And then at the end of your joke, you just say, "Fuck Asians," and they all like, yeah, they stand up, they click.
I think you should just walk out on stage and be like, I am religious. I believe all this.
and then try to get them back.
Put yourself in a deep hole.
I've done that before. I remember one time at the VFW. I did a VFW show.
Shit.
I think I told you about this, Matt. I forget how this happened. I went on the show, and it was a VFW show for all veterans. And I was like, guys, give it up for all the veterans. And they're all like, yeah. And it's like, as a veteran myself, I'm happy to be here. And they're all like, whoa. And I'm just like, I don't know what possessed me to this. And I'm just like, I think I might have still been drinking at the time. And then I was like, yeah, guys, I'm kidding. I'm not really a veteran. I made good choices. I went to college. I'm not a fucking moron. And they all started booing me like crazy.
Holy shit.
And I started shouting, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, you
doubling down. You doubled the fuck down.
I think I called him something like GED, G.I. Joes. And then and I said, by the end, I have 20 more minutes. By the end, you are going to fucking love me. So you shut the fuck up and listen for the next 20 minutes. And by the end, crushed it.
No
they loved
way.
me. Yeah, I was getting high fives.
No way.
It rolled. Yeah.
Because you were saying everything they were thinking in their heads. Because when you're in the army, you're trained to think that's the enemy. These type of people, that's the enemy.
Dude, I did the same thing at an elk
You
lodge.
look like every person that was at fucking what's that? A fucking huge hippie festival, the Woodstock. Yeah, just like
hate hippies, dude.
But generational trauma left these veterans to be like, this is the enemy.
Yeah.
They just start going back to Vietnam, buying tickets.
Dude, I was raised by hippies. I fucking can't stand hippies.
Holy fuck.
That is funny though. You literally did it out of defiance.
I guess me becoming like super religious.
Was out of defiance. You're like, fuck you, hippie mom and dad.
Get the fuck out of here.
Because I saw like how much havoc it wreaked, and it's like maybe we should humble ourselves to something. And
That's what happens, dude. It happens all the time where kids like are raised a certain way, and therefore they do not want to live the rest of their life like that.
You're like reading the Bible as a kid, and they put like a sheet of acid in it, and they're like, come on. Like, our kid's such a loser. They wanted you to be a fucking hippie.
Well, I do also remember, like, as a kid, because my households, and they were both, like, drug people. It was horrible. As a child, I remember I would all the time go to my friend's Benny's house, and his family was Jewish, and I do, like, holidays with them. So I think that's also part of why I ended up at Judaism later on in life, because it was just like my only childhood memories of like a wholesome household with like intact family, and they were all like loving and kind.
Right.
And I was like, dude, I can't wait to have Hanukkah with my Jewish children.
Fuck.
Are you gonna marry a Jewish chick?
I would love to.
If they weren't all repulsed. How did Jewish chicks feel about a converted Jewish guy?
Here's the thing: is most Jewish chicks aren't religious, so I don't think they really care. The ones that are religious are like mostly Hasidic or like ultra Orthodox, and they get married at like 18. So they're all out of the dating
It's hard
pool.
to be Jewish and religious, dude. It's tough. Once the Holocaust happened, how do you still think that like a goddess?
Once the Holocaust.
Dude, how are you still fucking religious after the entirety of your religion's just like
because Matt,
killed?
because we survived.
But then it's just so I love it, and I understand that. To me, a little part is like, God must have really not have wanted him there if he's around. How did he let that happen? How did he let that happen? How did God let that happen? What's your answer to that?
I thought you were like, come on, maybe he was a little right. And I was like, no.
I'm definitely not. I'm definitely not. But that's why I'm agnostic.
Like
That's why I'm agnostic. I'm like,
Maybe
if
I
God's
do
real,
believe in God.
if God's real, how do you explain that? And how do you continue to believe in God?
I won't go specifically in the Holocaust because that's just like a charged topic. I don't wanna
Sure,
get,
no,
like,
absolutely, absolutely.
But in terms
A
of
charged topic.
it is.
with interest,
It totally. Oh fuck! God damn it! With interest is fire. Holy shit!
the ROI in the Holocaust was crazy. We got Israel. It was great.
Return on investment.
The return on investment, you lose $6 million, you get a whole country. I probably shouldn't do that voice.
No.
Not ethnically Jewish. It's probably still frowned upon. But no, with tragedy, right? Any tragedy, because people say like, oh, how could God be real, or how could God be good if this horrible thing happened?
Sure, yeah.
Any horrible thing.
No, sure, yeah, right.
Because you don't know necessarily, because my philosophy is that God's plan is good. In the overarching scheme of things, God's plan is good for the
My
ultimate
neighbors
good.
are probably like, what the fuck is
What's going on? Yeah,
They don't have Hashem in their life. They don't know. The blind leading the blind out there. But so God's plan, his overarching like plan for the universe is good. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean everything that happens is good. So if something bad happens, right, you don't know what that's going to inspire.
Do you find humor in any of this? Like, can you make jokes about religion?
I'm not sensitive about it. I'm not someone who's like, hey, don't you fucking dare. Like, I think I'm like, all bets are off. I think anything can be funny if it's done well. And even if it's not done well, I'm not going to get mad. It's like if the attempt was to be funny, then okay, try again. Like
Comedian first?
Comedian first, always. But
yeah, go ahead.
But so like, okay, if someone dies, for instance, that's one that people have trouble with. Someone dies young.
Yeah.
So I had a friend that died young, 21. Well, I was 21.
That's not that young.
He was.
How old was he?
He was 19.
19, that's too young. 21 fucking...
He couldn't have even drank yet.
Yeah.
But so...
Sorry, that was fucking...
That's okay. That's okay. I'll get lunch with his dad tomorrow.
All right,
so
he calls you son.
He does. So at the time, everyone's like, there's nothing good that could have come of this. Right? But then through that, there's a couple guys around him, like myself, that were very close with him. Mm-hmm. And we weren't all on great paths. We were like, doing a lot of drug shit like that. And I know for me and a couple other guys, not for all of them, that Nick's passing was a wake-up call to us to like get our lives together and like turn shit around.
Right.
So not that it's like good that he died, but there was a good that came out of it in that we turn our lives around and we're able to, like, now I'm doing comedy. Right, and who knows who I'm going to influence or interact with in this, and then who they're going to interact. So, like, now I'm interacting with you, right? Whatever influence or positive stuff I'm bringing to you, and then who knows who you're going to interact, and the domino effect of who knows where it ends up 100 years from now.
Yeah.
It's like a butterfly effect. You have no idea what this one awful thing that happened, what amazing good situation could lead to. Like, again, because the butterfly effect 100 years from now that you can't even trace back to it, but it's directly connected.
Yeah.
So I guess that's how I'd put it.
I understand. I totally get it. But you also just, I don't know, from my perspective, and then I didn't always feel like this either, but I had a lot of friends grow up and like really hammered in my head that like, listen, if bad, like no God, like I wouldn't want to serve any God who is out here doing shit, like doing bad shit on purpose, even if it was for a good thing. Like if you have the opportunity to stop something bad from happening, you should do it.
Then they're children.
Whose children?
Those people that are saying that they're children. They don't understand sacrifice. They don't understand grand scheme. They're selfish. They're like, I don't want anything bad to happen to me because that's not fair. Sorry, you might not. The plan is good. You might not like your place in the plan. Your spot in the plan might not be a good spot. But the plan's a good plan.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah, well,
then why give the people who are like fucking horrible that are the bad parts in that plan? Why would you give those people the sentience that you give the other people? Dude, if you're gonna, if you should make those people like think like ants, then you shouldn't give them fucking consciousness and the ability to believe in a god.
Have Marvel movies.
God looks out. He gives them Iron Man 2.
Dude, why would you give someone?
That's the only conspiracy I like fully believe in that people might think I'm crazy about.
What
is the reason that we have so many TV shows and movies and everything right now is to just waste people's time. Because if you waste people's time, they can't think about anything bigger.
They just want us to all.
It's all a distraction.
It's all like Netflix is literally like it's not. Maybe they didn't go out to plan doing that, but it's like.
But that's
TikTok.
what it is now.
It's like,
yeah.
Let's TikTok is if you in China they don't play any of the fun videos.
No, right.
Yeah, it's all like math and science and shit.
It's like let's waste as many Americans' times as possible so we beat them.
Well, because it's demoralization. They pump in bad values through TikTok and Instagram where all anyone cares about is like money and sex and pornography and like, clout. And then they feed us poison. Like literally all our food is fucking poison. We have microplastics in our blood. Like we're filled with chemicals from the meat and crops we eat. It's just like, We live in hell world.
I love that you guys are going to gamble after this.
Yo, dude, yeah, 100%.
Because
throwing a Foxwoods, baby.
Let's just burn our money.
Me
God
and
is
Foxwoods
with me.
after
I'm
this.
going to win those fucking slots, and then I'm going to give all the money to Israel. Because listen, those kids throwing rocks at tanks, not going to shoot themselves. You know, IDF needs bullets.
Oh fuck, dude. Sam, but you were raised Catholic Christian?
No, I was raised Christian. My dad made us go to church when he was cheating.
Oh fuck! No way!
Dude.
No way, dude!
Whenever he
Holy
was
shit.
cheating, we'd be going to church every week.
He's like, we need this.
We're
We
all
need
repenting.
If I'm gonna fuck this bitch afterwards, I gotta confess to
That's
God.
how I kind of. It's so funny because this is why everyone is their own thing. Is you go like against what you were raised with. You go I was like, not that I go against it, but it's like, bro, going to church and fucking organized religion's all like. It's just to help the person who's doing bad feel better. To me, it's like if you're feeling good, if you feel like you're on your moral path,
Right.
I'm good. But that's honestly just because of how I was raised. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's so funny. He only goes when he's doing something bad.
Yeah.
Like that's the benefit of having a church, dude. You can go to some place where they're like, it's okay.
Dude, the Catholics,
But I do that
did
same
get it right
shit.
on that,
I
though.
love
Yeah, they
those.
did.
They nailed that one, but the priest is just like, you're good. Like in Judaism, it's like, I don't know, God might be mad.
Oh, shit,
Might not want to do
really?
that again. I don't know.
They
We'll see
don't-
at the
they
end of
don't-
times. We'll see how you judged.
They don't give you a rosary and they're like fucking do 10 Hail Marys and
No,
shit
so
like that.
you have Yom Kippur, which just happened recently, where the Day of Atonement, where you just like don't eat and you pray a lot to apologize. But like, there's no
That
like,
sounds like the worst holiday.
no, it's lit.
It's not a holiday at all.
I'd rather be pagan.
Everybody just, I would rather work today.
But there's like
than
no
have to sit around and
I
think
gotta
about
not eat and pray.
Yeah, but there's no like official "you're forgiven." Like the rabbi can't tell you you're forgiven. There's no like, oh, because you did this prayer, you're good. It's just like, we'll see when
Why
the Messiah
can't you
comes.
just eat and pray? It's just say, eat, pray, love.
Eat, pray, and love.
There's no sacrifice in that. There's no prostration of one's soul.
Can you love on that day?
No,
No, you can't love either.
not
Well,
supposed to be
Can
fucking
you
on high
watch
holy
Eat,
days.
Pray, Love on that day?
What's the craziest? Wait, real shit. Okay, you love history.
Yeah, I love history.
Do you believe everything that happened in the Old Testament really happened?
So I believe that everything that happened in the Torah really happened. The rest of the Old Testament is up for interpretation.
Okay. So you
What
separate
time
your
in
two loves there.
history does magical shit stop happening?
So I mean,
Like what time
it tells
period?
us in the Torah.
When magic dies? That sounds like a Billy Joel song.
Holy shit. Elton John be like,
so to really
When the magic
like spark notes it, and I'm sure someone's gonna be your really religious audience is gonna be screaming at the camera.
I love that you think people are still listening. They're like, they had a funny 15 minutes, and then they went down a crazy tangent.
dude. I honestly, this is one of my favorite podcasts because like you could I love funny people coming together talking about serious shit and then just like coming together at the end realizing
My podcast
that everybody's
isn't really funny though. Like I'm, if you
We were
want to
driving here, we're like, what the fuck is this podcast going to
If you
be
want to see
about?
me be funny, like listen to my stand up.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean. Like this
Right.
podcast isn't funny. I also like the bit that we're having these serious talks in the garage.
There's a kid playing with a fucking ball on the other side
We're
of the
all
garage.
real philosophers talking.
Filming on my iPhone.
Yeah, dude.
Just call this Plato's cave.
Dude.
Oh no! When did the magic die? Is Billy Joel?
Yeah.
The first magic died when we ate the apple. So we got kicked out of the Garden of Eden. We knew shame. We could die. We would experience pain in childbirth. All that good stuff. Then the world got out of hand again, and the flood happened. Noah's Ark. Noah and his descendants survived. They repopulate the world. But after the flood, God basically made a promise that I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to destroy the world again until the end of times. So like, we're good. Just behave. But also he took away like he slowly started leeching away people's ability to live hundreds of years. And
shit.
like more magic stuff to happen. He basically removed magic from the world as additional punishment.
I like slowly leeching away. You're like, fucking Steve is living 300. Why do I look like shit at 80? Steve looks great
100%.
right
Holy fuck.
Dude, this podcast better get me a citizenship to Israel, dude. They won't return my calls.
Do Jewish people believe
All right,
that?
now for an ad read. Pro-Palestine. It's been a great podcast.
Fuck.
This episode is sponsored by Palestine. If you want your pet rocks to do something, send them over there.
Do Jewish people believe that dinosaurs existed? Have you asked?
I guess it's not like
Have
a
you seen
religious
fucking
question
Woody Allen?
necessarily.
I don't know that
That
reference.
was pretty good.
You don't know who Woody Allen is?
No.
That dude, the old director who married his daughter.
His stepdaughter. He was the first
I get Woody Allen and
porn.
Clint Eastwood
He was
mixed
the
up.
first stepdaughter porn, dude.
I get them mixed up. I don't know the
He
difference.
raised this Asian girl, and then right when she turned 18, married her.
Yeah, like he was her
Whoa.
adopted dad.
And it wasn't illegal before because no one's ever thought to do that. Is that what happened?
Yeah, they made a new law after that.
He got pretty. He was like the first person to get canceled.
Oh yeah. Holy shit.
Still makes movies.
Annie Hall, still a good movie.
Still solid. Holds up.
Do you think anyone goes back and watches The Cosby Show now?
No.
Like
that's
you
Fat
can't.
Albert.
Yeah, that's Fat Albert.
Can you imagine
You
them-
can watch that.
I don't think any of those actors on that show still get residual checks from that. Can you imagine they're still getting residual checks?
Can you imagine the guy that was depending on that residual check? And then he's like, what the fuck, Cosby?
Bill, come on!
I'm 70. I can't restart my acting career. I was
He
relying on
lives
that.
out in Western Mass. I drove by his house. the
Cosby
other
does?
day. Yeah.
Can we go harass Bill Cosby?
That was-
We just go
How does
yell.
it make you feel that somewhere in your state, Bill Cosby's still doing those acts after post prison to somebody in your state?
Can we just go yell rapist outside his house every day? Throw pudding pops at the window?
Holy shit.
Be like really mean spirited about it.
Yeah, no one can watch. You can't watch The Cosby Show and be like, "This is good television."
It taught
You
great
can't.
values.
However, you can do that with House of Cards. Like, I will watch House of Cards even after Kevin Spacey shit, and I'll be like, good TV.
Because he's playing a bad guy, I think.
it makes it more
Bill
believable.
Cosby
honestly.
Cosby
was a horrible father in the Cosby Show,
yeah.
and they had him doing that
Can
shit that he did to
someone
women in the
AI
Cosby Show.
AI one scene where he just beats his kids, and then we can watch it again.
Dude,
Mike
yes.
Tysoning his kids.
Holy shit! I don't think it is. I think it's AI.
I thought
think
you
it's just.
meant like you created a program that has a fake hand.
No, dude. It knows just how I like it now. No, I know. I'm sorry. I don't know why I brought that up. I watch a lot of deep fake porn, and that's
Who do you like deep faked on to people?
most celebrities.
So like, what's the? I don't know. I haven't really explored
Stop.
deep fake porn.
Stop
I'm
it.
curious.
I don't want to talk about
Yeah,
it.
we've talked about porn. So
No,
much
because
on
I
our
might work
podcast.
with some
Why
of. I
are
might
you-
work with some of these actresses one day. You know, I don't want to. I don't
You're
want it out
making
there.
him talk about God, and you can't
Yeah.
talk about these
Yeah,
fake.
you made me
these
talk about
fake-
God. You won't even talk about your fake
Yeah, well,
porn.
God
dude.
already knows that you're talking about him. He can see fucking everything, right? So these people, I don't want the.
He's like Emma Watson has no idea.
I've never watched Emma Watson. That's just one.
That's a
someone
line
that,
I won't cross.
That's a line I won't cross because she's always
I don't
been
support
Hermione.
Harry Potter
No, I
anymore.
don't. I've never watched. If I'm not going to watch Harry Potter, I'm not going to watch the Emma Watson deep fakes. I'm sorry.
You want to know what sucks is I never liked Harry Potter, never watched Harry Potter.
Really?
But then I got that new Hogwarts game because it was good.
Whoa,
So
what?
now I feel like
How did you know it was good?
It just had good ratings. It's like an open world game. They said it was like the Batman games, but in
Yeah.
Harry Potter world, and it is. But now, whenever I'm like, I love Harry Potter, I feel like I'm transphobic.
Oh
You know
shit!
what I mean? You can't be like,
Fuck.
I like new Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I like J.K. Rowling after
yes.
she came out as a fucking.
So many
turf.
people. Yeah, dude, it's so weird because like after all the backlash, they still released that game.
Which is
Because
crazy.
Harry Potter's not in it. It's Hogwarts.
Like Jake,
But it's all J.K. Rowling's world. It's her world, dude. Are you saying so? Harry Potter was the one that's transphobic.
Yeah.
Him specifically is like fuck trans people. But the world
characters
building
there, I
is.
did.
listen, I just never saw a gender inclusive bathroom at
And
Hogwarts.
don't think I forgot. I want to know the actresses you jerk off.
No,
at.
after the pod, I'll tell you after the podcast. I'm not
Dude,
gonna
why
tell
are
you
you
now.
so being
Who do
so
you
weird
think
about
are
this?
these like the fucking? Are
Okay,
these
all
like
right, all right,
stand-ups
all right.
you've opened for? Like what is this?
No. In order to get a deepfake, you have to be really well known. You
Okay.
can't just be some random.
You're like, listen, I've tried.
I've tried uploading photos of people that I went to high
He's like,
school
I
with
tried to
into a
deepfake
fucking
you.
deepfake and try to. No, I haven't tried to do it, but I've looked it up if you could, and I don't know if you can. And it seems like it's a lot of
You
work.
could, if you learn to code, you just sit down for like a month, really dedicate
And you just
yourself to it.
make a porn with someone's face that I used to go to high school
being
with.
so horny, you learn how to code.
Holy shit!
You're so fucking just. And then you're like, all right,
Dude, that would be a power move if you then sent it
how
to
do I
your
learn
like
Python right
your
now?
you send it to your high school crush over Gmail because it's the only contact you have left with them. Like, I made this of you.
You still have her school email. She doesn't even get it. She hasn't been in high school for a decade. Like, I'm not
I'm
checking
sorry, I
this
just blew
email.
that right at you. But I had a good joke, so I had to get the smoke out.
get the comedy.
To get the joke to come too.
Holy fuck. That's so
right,
funny. Margot Robbie.
That's the crazy one you didn't want to share
You
with
could
us.
also just look up real nude scenes of her.
Oh, I do. It's
naked a
not
lot.
enough. It's not enough. I
you need
I
to
need
see
them.
her.
Yeah, like fucking.
That made me so uncomfortable the way you said that.
Yeah,
Fucking.
he got serious.
Yeah, the finger
He got
up.
so serious. I believe he knows how to code now.
It's her and it's a couple others. Just like
Like who
fucking
else?
nuts. Stop.
Give me two more.
Stop.
Two more and we'll stop.
Hillary Duff.
Weird one. Wasn't expecting
It's
that.
not a weird one. She's
He's
actually
a Disney
beautiful.
adult.
She's beautiful.
Is that what?
Is it?
Is that what the definition of a Disney
And then
adult is? Is he
and
jerk off to Disney
dude,
characters?
listen, and Sydney Sweeney on Gabby Carter's body.
Which one's Sydney, sweetie?
She's the girl from Euphoria.
Gabby Carter.
Gabby Carter's
Based.
porn star. It's been around for a little while. She's
No,
fantastic.
she only did like a year in porn. She's already out.
She's fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic. Big
Her
fan.
face isn't good enough. They're a child.
Yeah, right there.
Kid, go look this up. It's gonna change your course of your life.
Hey, at least we know we got
And
one
honestly, I
listener.
think there should be more of that. But at the same time, I think it's fucked up what they're doing to these women. And all I do
if
is,
they deep faked your comedy.
whoa, can they do that?
I mean, yeah, why not? If they can deep
What do you
fake
mean, like
porn.
deepfake my face onto another person's set?
No, like just have like other. It's like you doing jokes that you never wrote.
That's something different. That's
Matt, what if they deep faked you onto a black comic set and then it's like, yo, Matt, why you can't be saying that word? That's crazy.
if they did that.
Why are you so thin and in a red leather suit?
You know that's not me. I would never be that skinny. I'm using my fatness to get me out of accusations of saying the N-word. No, dude, I would never say that word. Look at that video. I'm like 200 pounds in that video. I'd never be 200 pounds.
Just you on Lavelle Crawford.
My hands aren't that dark.
I didn't know you were in Breaking Bad. Tell me about working with Bryan Cranston.
Dude, I didn't work with him, but I was working at the club that I work at the weekend that he came down.
No?
Yeah, Lavelle, dude. He's I wanted to ask him so badly about the Breaking Bad stuff, but he didn't seem like he wanted to talk about it.
Dude, I saw Lavelle Crawford at the Stress Factory one time, like way back before I started comedy.
Yeah.
Could not understand a single word he said. Was the funniest hour of my life. No idea.
A lot of people say
He would
that
just be
walking
like,
out.
"How's it fucking going on?" And the audience would go crazy,
Like
and then
their
that
belly
would make
laughing.
me laugh that they were laughing at like a Muppet language, and then it would just like would hyperventilate because it just was like a feedback loop.
Problematic. I'm not gonna put my
No,
take on that.
dude, his voice is very
No, it
tough.
is.
A lot
He
of
has
people.
a special, and I thought that when I watched the special.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
couldn't
dude.
understand where he said, but the audience was going nuts. So then
And
it made
everybody
me
was
laugh that
walking
they were
out, and
laughing.
they're like, I couldn't understand a word he said. Like people do
I had
that
this
when they
chick,
come to see him, dude.
Backwood Brat on my podcast, whose accent is so crazy. She's
Yeah.
from
Australia, where?
no, she's from California.
Oh
But
fuck!
literally, the clip went viral in Europe because no one could understand what she was saying, and they were like, "That's not what the captions say."
Holy
It
shit.
literally went like
What's her?
crazy.
Is she just like a South LA accent? Like, what's,
yeah, it's
and
just she has a crazy fucking accent.
Holy shit!
Do we have accents? You think?
Yes,
Someone.
to a non-American, of course.
Me
We
being
have
like,
an
holy
Ameri-
shit.
But we
Probably
have
to
an
some people are
American
like, that's
accent.
not.
Yeah, but Americans speak English correctly, so
No, we don't.
we 100% speak
Oh, I
normal.
think the state actually that's doing English right in America
Connecticut.
might be Connecticut.
It is.
But I think every state tells themselves that.
No. Everyone on the news speaks like Connecticut.
They do?
They do. It's Connecticut and Southern California speak English correctly.
Yeah, because
No
you're a bunch of
way.
fucking people who moved there. It's all the places just combined there, so voices.
Dude, that's
It's like how
nuts.
everyone's gonna be
Look
like
it up.
brown in fucking 50 years. That's the Connecticut accent. It's like it just fucking muddles everything.
Dude, Connecticut is how we speak English properly, dude. This is how the British...
Are you pro Connecticut? Like, are you like, if someone talks shit about Connecticut, are you like, fuck you?
I'm not pro Connecticut. I'm pro the 203. I do not.
Yeah,
I do not rep the rest of Connecticut.
Dude, honestly,
The
I
860
agree.
can get fucking bent, dude.
Fairfield County is my home, and it will ever be my home. I don't like when people are like, "Yo, CT is just a road from New York to Boston." I don't like that much, but at the same time, I'm not like
we're just a place where you can commute to the
I
city
just had
from.
CT legend Chris Webby on the podcast.
Yo, Chris Webby,
How was that
dude.
fun?
Dope as fuck. He's a really good dude.
Yeah?
Like, he's honestly one of the best, like, celebrities I've ever met. Like, nicest
sick.
celebrities I've ever met.
That's dope. That's
Who's
really
the
sick.
rudest celebrity and or comedian you've ever worked with?
Yeah, name drop them now.
Name drop them now. I'm going to cut the clip. We're going viral.
Dude, they don't come to. Nothing comes to mind. Some of the best ones I've worked with are Brett Ernst. Brett Ernst was like, and
Matt judoed that question. He's like, oh, but the best people.
Yeah.
I'm dead ass. I don't think of anybody as like the worst.
But I don't mean even that. Like, have you ever met a
so bad
celebrity
to
that's
you?
a dickhead? Not even. I'm not saying
A
you have to
celebrity?
open. Not even like you had to have opened for them.
No, yeah, but I don't think I've met. I don't really do a lot of meeting celebrities. You know.
I met so many. Like, which one do I even want to talk about? You know,
Most people are cool though. I feel like you kind of. It's the age of being a dickhead's kind of over.
I think with social media and everyone having cell phones, like you get caught too quick. It's like just a bad look. Like, I think when you like back in the day where it was just magazines and like TMZ, like you could just be a raging asshole and people just had to put up with it.
Yeah, it was cool. Like trashing a hotel room was like,
cool.
Yeah,
like that was sick.
They just never once have I gone so hard I wanted to trash a hotel room.
I do all the time, and then I'm like, but yeah, it's someone's mom that has to clean this up.
Whose mom? Oh,
the hotel maid. It's like probably someone's mom.
Yeah,
dude.
I got
like,
walked in on masturbating by a hotel maid.
That's pretty cool.
No,
were you like, hey, you want to join in?
She was a mom, and she was upset, and I was upset.
Did you have the do not disturb?
No.
That's on you.
What were you looking up? The Connecticut accent thing?
Yeah. It turns out like nobody speaks English properly in America.
Not true.
Nobody
it wasn't
does.
created here.
Yeah, the British speak the way they do now because they were so upset about losing the Revolutionary War. They used to speak like us back in the day.
I would assume if that's where English, if the English language originated, then we'd have to speak in a British accent.
Hello.
If we wanted to speak it properly, that's what I would assume. They said that Connecticut's known for its mumbling talk. I don't know what they mean by that.
I mean, I do mumble a
Do
lot.
we mumble?
Wait, I want to hear
mumbling?
y'all's British accent.
I look up a lot of deep fake porn on the internet, and it's the only really thing that gets me off nowadays. Is that English, British, or is that Australian? No, Australian's more like this.
Jesus Christ.
Kangaroo Jock. He got the.
Dude, what the fuck was that?
He put the money in the jacket, and he started hopping away. That's my Australian.
Are you like an Australian that got kicked in the head by a mule? Like, what's going on?
All right, Chris, go ahead. Give me your British. Yeah, like you fucking hesitator. No, do it to the camera. Look at the camera.
I'm not an actor, dude. Everything I say is real and true, so I don't need to do fake.
All right,
accents.
we'll say something real and true, but with a different accent. Yeah, you're gonna.
I'm gonna
he
choke
speaks so much
hard,
shit.
dude.
Talk so much fucking shit.
Fucking hard, dude.
Do you eat anything today? Where do you want to go for lunch?
I think we'll go to the casino.
That's Irish. Why'd you just become a
I
leprechaun?
think I want to go to the casino.
Go to the casino.
Eat some potatoes.
After that, I don't know what we're gonna do. I'll play a couple slots.
Do you think that's British?
Gonna win a little bit of money.
He's kind of turning to John Lennon.
It's part of the British Isles, so technically, I'm right. You didn't say
I'm
English.
rat. You say you're a rat?
I am so bad at this, dude.
I'm rat.
I can do Southern accent, and that's about it.
Give me your best Southern accent.
Hey there, partner. What the fuck?
Very good. Very good. Very good job, Sim Buck.
Sam.
You just said partner.
Sam, that was a beautiful accent. Thank you for that. That was beautiful.
The only way I can do it is if I'm talking like Sandra Bullock from Blindside.
You should give us that.
You
Talk
never
like
had
Sandra Bullock.
a bed to yourself before? I never had a room.
That was all fake.
Yeah, I did. Did you hear that?
The guy, the movie of the guy the movie's about was like, that was not what happened. He was like, yo, what the
I'm
fuck?
so surprised he waited so long to say that.
They were in control of all
the
his
narrative
money, of all his money.
What do you mean after the movie?
How,
or
Britney Spears' dad had
he was in a trust.
They were in control of his bank account because they were his adopted parents.
Holy
so
fuck.
he finally got control of his money, and that's how he finally could come out.
How do you stop?
Oh, so you didn't want to say the movie was not
He didn't
true,
want to say it was fake because
up.
then he would have no money. They would take all his money.
What? Get the fuck out of here. Wait, so how old did he have to be before his parents didn't have control of his money anymore?
It's not that. It's like
a legal thing.
Yeah,
he put it in a trust.
He's like crazy.
They said he was crazy, bro?
Yeah, that's what they did with Britney Spears. But she
I get
actually
that why they would do it with Britney Spears.
Well, I don't know his life story like that, but that's what they were in control of his money. They said he wasn't able.
He should have never saved their son in that car crash.
I blocked it.
Michael, what did you do? I stopped it.
Dude, can we watch The Blind Side, dude? This is gonna be hype. Fuck the casino. Let's watch The Blind Side.
It's such a good movie, dude.
It's
such a good movie. You should be ashamed of yourself,
in
Michael.
My health class in high school, because my teacher was just like, this is a great, it had nothing to do with the curriculum. She's like, this is such a great film, you all need to watch this.
It's crazy that The Blind Side 2 doesn't need to change its name. They were blindsided again.
Like the fucking sign. God bless America again. Holy shit. That's so funny.
What's the craziest conspiracy you guys believe in?
Dude, I don't know.
We spent 40 minutes
There's
on.
so many. There's like fucking. I want to see what conspiracies there are that are out there, and then I can be like, okay, yeah, I believe that one. But nothing like comes to mind. That's why I don't like being asked questions. I don't know. It's definitely not a you thing. In general, I hate when people ask. I don't know because that's you challenging me to like know shit, and I don't know anything that goes on.
It's just your opinion. It doesn't have to be.
I don't have like a conspiracy. I don't believe the only conspiracy that comes to mind is no. I've never. No, of course not. But there's like one, like the only thing that popped into my head when you asked that was are birds real or not? And I was like, of course birds are fucking real, you know? So like I have to look up the conspiracies, then I'll be like, oh, I believe in that one.
Flat Earth.
No, don't believe in that. That's fucking dumb.
Dinosaurs aren't real.
God buried the bones to test our faith.
Aliens.
I believe, is aliens a conspiracy? I feel like it's a conspiracy to say that aliens are not real nowadays. Like there's like, if you know all the math and you know all the planets that are out there and what the percentages of us being the only fucking thing in the universe, like that's so dumb to believe that aliens aren't real. I guess that's the conspiracy that I believe in, that aliens are definitely real.
I'll tell you what though, when aliens show up, I'm gonna be racist against them.
Yeah,
do you think there's
xenophobic?
God created us in His image, not these fucking aliens, dude.
Well, that's why the aliens are going to look like us. Like they're going to be humanoid aliens. Like they're going to have Jewish two aliens? Arms. Yeah. They're gonna be like, yo, we have the same Bible.
The aliens just show up and are like, hey, any interest in a high interest loan? Like, my man, what's up?
Holy shit.
You converted just for that joke.
They first land here, Chris is like, fuck you guys. Fuck you, I fucking hate aliens. I'm so fucking xenophobic. And then they're like, yeah, Jesus isn't real. And he's just like, yo, I love these aliens, bro. He changes right away.
Dude, I'm so spineless. If the aliens took over, I would sell out so quick. I'd be like, actually, the alien overlords are really cool. I'm like 100%. Very pro. I would be like totally be on their propaganda of like, no, dude, you guys got it wrong. Like us humans got to side with the aliens. Like, I would sell out so quick.
If they're coming here,
they won.
They won already, dude.
I'm picking the winning side, dude.
100%.
We're done for.
Listen, just set me up in like a nice, like, you know, one bedroom. One bedroom.
One bedroom, one bath.
One bedroom, one bath. I'm team alien all day.
Give me a studio.
Give me a studio.
I would be their pet easily. We've talked about this on our podcast.
I will be an alien pet, no problem.
and then he would like make the other aliens go and retrieve girls he wants to fuck for him.
Yeah. Give me babes, dude.
Kill the rest of the humanity and just bring me the 2 high school girls that I wanted to fuck forever.
That sounded fucking weird.
See,
I don't like you saying.
Oh, sorry. From when I was in high school. God damn it.
That was fucked, bro.
All right. It's been a really good time. Had a real good time here. And, no, okay. From high school crushes. You can't really say anything like that in our age,
that's weird, dude. Don't be saying that.
You can't say it in any way.
Just bring me Gabby Carter. I'll be good.
Yeah, dude. Gabby Carter.
Is there any shit from history
Hillary Duff.
that you haven't been able to make a video on? That you're like, ooh, that's too controversial.
So much stuff.
That you find interesting.
Yeah. Like pretty much anything to do with Nazis you can't talk about, and it wouldn't. It's just because like there's interesting stuff on them, but if you say the word Nazi or show a swastika, it's like done in the algorithm, and I'm not trying to risk that. So stuff like that.
Even if it was just fact based and you had no opinion about it.
It would be fact based. It wouldn't be like it
was a fact. He was right.
Guys, today we're gonna be talking about the Big H. Get ready. But like, okay, there's this guy that I do really want to talk about. His name's Sir Oswald Mosley.
Okay.
And he's a British politician back during like the 30s and 40s. And he was the leader of the British Fascist Party. So he was a British Nazi. And his whole thing was when the war started, like when the Nazis invaded France, he was like, no, we got to join the Nazis. Like the planes are bombing the wrong stuff. Like we got to be on the Germans team. And everyone fucking hated him. But he was like from a noble family. Like he was like a noble, and his family was worth like billions of dollars. So like no one could really tell him to shut the fuck up. He was like royalty. And he's like, no, dude, like the Nazis are cool. Like we got to join their side. And so there's like, and he was like pretty popular amongst like a certain subset. Like there was like the fascist party in Britain. They don't talk about it. Had like tens of thousands of members at one point. And they would dress up like Nazis, like in black shirts, but they had their armband was like a lightning bolt. With blue with a lightning bolt instead of like a swastika, but like the rest of the armband looked the same. And they would go marching in London to like protest Britain not joining the Nazi side. Like mind you, as London is being bombed by the Nazis. Like bombs are landing in London by the Nazis.
Like
traitory. He's like, guys, see, like they're right though. They're bombing us for the right reasons. We gotta join their side. This is the cuck party. Yeah. And he's so funny because he would go on his marches, and then like the local Jewish population of London, like you have like Hasidic Jews with like the curls and the hats, like coming out and protesting him. And there are videos and photos of him and his dudes like fist fighting rabbis. Like they're just brawling in the streets, and the police like don't know what to do. And they're just like rocking, and it's hilarious. And then the best part was like in the 60s or 70s, because he was still alive. He like lived pretty long.
Yeah.
He's like older. And they're like they're interviewing him on some British talk show. He's like finally come out of like hiding or whatever. He's like 70 because he never left England. They're like, well, now that everything's passed, I know you were like had opinions when you were younger. They're like trying to give him an out to like save his family's legacy. It's like, do you want to like say that maybe you were wrong about like we should have joined the Nazis like World War II? And he's like, absolutely not. Like just doesn't back down. And he's like, you look at like how communism has been pushed out all over the world by the Jews now, and you tell me I'm wrong, dude.
Did he get voted out of his?
No, because he was just royal, so you can't be voted out. He was just like a royal. So like he's a horrible person.
Yeah.
Like I'm not in any way supporting him, but I kind of just respect that like 70 years later he's been given a get out of jail free card. Like we'll just pretend you didn't say that. He's like, fuck the Jews. Like just still holds to it. It's so after his side lost is just so funny to me.
That's the same thing as fucking Sean Connery getting interviewed by Barbara Walters.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
It's like sometimes you gotta give him a good slap.
And Barbara Walters is like, so in past interviews, like in your past, you've said it's okay to like hit women. Do you still feel that way? And he's like, yes, I do.
No way. He didn't even try to work around it. He just confirmed it.
Because that's the thing. Like, there is something in me that I don't know why. Like, I think one of the most admirable traits is just not going back on what you said.
Yeah.
Like, in no way apologizing, in no way, like, flip-flopping for public opinion. Like, there'll be people I straight up think are horrible people, like, disagree with about everything.
Yeah.
But when they just have a moment with a get-out-of-jail-free card, they're like, no, I still have the wrong opinion. I'm just like, gotta respect it, honestly.
Dude.
Like, that's kind of
What are
sick.
we gonna do here?
Like, he had a free get out of jail. He knows what he's about to say is gonna ruin his life, and he just doubled down. It's the double down I love.
Dude, it's so good.
KFC
That's
double
so
down.
good. You should totally
that's
make
the
that
thing,
a video, dude.
I'm not even
You
like.
have to make it a video. You have to be like, listen, I know in no way support what
But
this
it's
man
just so
said,
funny.
but you gotta respect
in the 70s, they're interviewing is like, I mean, look how communism and homosexuality has been pushed all over the world. I don't think it would have happened if we joined the other side in World War II. And I'm just like, yo, dude, what the fuck?
I love the dude who's like, we should interview him. I bet this guy.
I bet he's chilled out over time.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
He had a full DMT trip. He's chill now. He's like,
He's still an avid Nazi in like
Yeah,
his
he's a
70s
cool
in downtown
guy.
London.
Oh my God.
yo, that's crazy.
I have a question. Do you feel like anybody in history would have changed up way like did a whole 180 like belief wise if they tried any drugs like DMT or anything like that?
I feel like everyone.
Everyone, yeah, psychedelics like completely changed me a lot when I
Yeah.
did them. I mean, I think kind of anti-psychedelics, but like I think which is ironic because I think the time I had with them was important for me, but I don't think they're inherently for everybody or should be as like pushed as they are.
Yeah. But like, what happened? Do you think like anybody specifically in history? You think it would be funny if you gave them like DMT?
Trump.
I would love if you gave DMT to Trump. He was just unaffected. He was like, I was too strong for it. Didn't even work on me. I don't have a weak hippie mind. When I
pussy.
When I did DMT, the machine elves asked me, Donald, how do you make so much money? How are you so successful? And I gave him a portfolio. We're doing much better now.
And that's Chris's Boston accent. That's his Boston.
Yeah, I'm not good at accents or voices.
If you could be any person in history, who would it be? Go back. You get to live their life up until death.
But like I succeed like they did or fail like they did, like the same things happen.
Hugh Hefner? No?
Because I'm going to go back to history. I don't want to just be like pure pleasure. I want to like accomplish something. I want to do some fun.
Oh, so Napoleon Bonaparte for this motherfucker.
No, I think I would do, honestly, not my favorite guy in history.
He's like that British Nazi.
Yeah, British Nazi. Just so I can have that
guys who sticks the room.
Just so I can have that moment where I look at that bitch in the eyes and say, fuck no, we made a mistake in World War II.
He's like, I survived the idea.
Holy shit.
But no, I think it's not my favorite guy in history, but I'd probably be Genghis Khan. I think he lived like the most fucking sick life.
And he also got to have a lot of pleasure.
He had a lot of pleasure, just rode around on a horse, just shooting bow and arrows mostly at the Chinese.
What about Jesus Christ? Would you want to be Jesus Christ?
No, I don't want to be a false prophet. That would be pretty, that's not good. You're not supposed to do that.
He's living the life already. Look at the hair.
Republican
Listen,
Jesus.
I don't think Jesus was the Messiah, but I do definitely think he was white and had blue eyes. So.
No way. But
I
that's
don't
Chris's
think-
conspiracy.
That's my
I don't
take.
think
That's
he was
his
the Messiah,
conspiracy.
but I thought he was stylish as hell.
Not the Messiah, definitely white.
He had all the sick rags
Definitely
on.
blonde hair, blue-eyed white guy.
Thank you guys for doing this.
No, yeah. Holy shit. Thanks for having us.
We took some twists and turns on this.
It's been a pleasure.
We had a great time in my garage.
I had so
I
much
had a great
fun.
time.
Anytime you want us back, let us know.
Oh,
You're welcome to my garage
I
anytime.
think it was the first time
great.
You Should Be Worried went on the road to another podcast. It
Hell
was
yeah,
fun.
bruh.
Really?
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Of course.
We
I'm
appreciate
happy
it.
to do this. I'm a fan of both you guys, so it's an honor to sit down. Happy
yeah.
to have you.
Yeah, thank
Where
you.
can people find your shit?
I'm on social media. You can look up Matty Fucko or just Matt Lopes wherever. And then obviously, You Should Be Worried. Follow that podcast if you're interested in listening to more of our banter.
Yeah, I'm Chris Warren Comedy on TikTok and Instagram. And then, again, You Should Be Worried podcast is our podcast. You can follow You Should Be Worried on Instagram and check out our YouTube or Spotify or Apple Music. It's everywhere. It's good times.
Yeah. And Sam, what about you?
Like, subscribe.
Like,
You know
subscribe.
you're already watching. If you watched an hour and a half of this and you don't know how to figure out how to get to me,
That notification button. Algorithm be fucking with me. Tell them hi.
Peace out.
Go bye.
I do love that this podcast is just me. I'm with it in the beginning, and then as it goes on, I just keep getting higher and higher until I'm just in a stasis of you guys are doing the podcast.
No, it was so much fun.
All right.
Yeah. Hey,